All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out here toiling in his truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathium, who listen and learn in silence. To all of you, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathaka Math, Jim S. Dallas. Slaki, and I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson. Just a quick update, World War III update. As you can see on the screen, this came across my feed not too long ago, and I was like, hey, I had to jump on it, man. We're the watchers, man. We're the watchmen, So we have to continue to warn, man. You know what I'm saying? That's our jobs, and we're getting the blood off our hands pursuant to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, man. So, yeah, here it is, man. You see it. You're reading it on the screen. It says Putin says Russia will deploy new Sarmat nuclear missile this year, and I just did a lesson on this particular missile, man. That's Satan 2, which is the most powerful weapon on the planet Earth, man. The Satan 2, So there it is. He's about to deploy these bad boys, man. Because World War III is constantly getting to the point where it's going to be a hot war, man. So we've been in World War III, but these things have to escalate. There's levels of war. You know what I'm saying? And they have to get to that point, which we're continually getting to the point of hot war when the missiles are going to start flying. Of course, we know the MOT to the B has to be implemented first and made mandatory, which that's with there, man. They're getting ready to we're not far from that, man. This system is about to collapse and go digital, man. Which that's what, hey, bro, we're there, man. These things are about to happen. And that's why you see these things moving forth, man. So there it is. Military says in the heading, Putin says Russia will deploy new Sarmat, a nuclear missile this year. So by the end of this year, before this year is over, they're going to deploy the Satan 2, man. You know what I'm saying? You see him sitting at the desk there. Of course, they have some missile shots and then some BS. You know what I'm saying? That's what Esau does, some more missile shots. And then the woman right here with the breasts. This Esau is tacky, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the picture of Putin sitting at the desk and scroll down, nothing, forever and a day, and finally we get to the article with more madness in between it, man. You know what I'm saying? This nigga tacky as hell, man. Why put that in the midst? These things in the midst of the article. Come on, man. We got to get out of here, man. Moscow, May 12th, which was yesterday. It says Reuters, Russia will deploy its new Sarmat strategic nuclear missile at the end of this year. President Vladimir Putin said on Tuesday, which was yesterday, describing it as the most powerful in the world, which I did a AI overview and asked AI what was the most powerful missile on the planet, and it agreed and said the Satan 2, the Sarmat missile that they're about to deploy. So it is what it is, but it says the planned deployment of the missile designed to deliver nuclear warheads to strike targets thousands of miles away in the United States or Europe. You see? Because that's the purpose of Russia and these missiles, man, is to destroy America, And that's what's going to happen, man. It's in the scriptures, man. It's prophesied. So it says, follows years of setbacks and delays. Putin, in a televised comment, said the yield of the warhead was more than 4 times greater than any Western equivalent, and its range exceeded 35,000 kilometers, 21,750 miles. It has the ability to penetrate all existing and future anti-missile defense systems, he said. So he's big up in his missile, man. Now you're going to have the opposition, U.S., the West. Western security analysts say Putin has made exaggerated claims for the capabilities of some of Russia's new generation of nuclear weapons, part of a modernization program he first announced in 2018. And it goes on to say Sarmat has seen failures in the past. One test in September 2024 left a deep crater at the launch silo, according to Western experts. State TV showed Sergei Karakayev, commander of Russia's strategic missile forces, reporting to Putin on what he said was a successful Sarmat test launch on Tuesday. So yeah, you got the Russia, big up in its missiles, and then you have the West, U.S., trying to downplay that. You know what I'm saying? But what we do know is what the scriptures say, man. So it don't matter what either of them say. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm more inclined to believe Putin and Russia than America, man. You know what I'm saying? And these devils over here, man. They're all devils, but at the end of the day, these devils over here, they've been lying. They lie. It's you can't trust these devils. Can't trust any of them, but definitely these devils over here, man, in the West, man. So I'm more inclined to believe what Putin is saying, because AI also agreed with him. You know what I'm saying, and said that the Sarmat is the most powerful missile on the planet, man. So it is what it is, but we know what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that this place is going to be destroyed, man. Obliterated, desolated, wiped off the face of the earth. It's going to become a desert, man. No living creature, human being is going to dwell here after this war, man. It's only going to be doleful desert creatures, and that's what the scriptures say. So we believe that, man. We believe what the Bible says, the word of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, whatever these niggas say, because the Lord is controlling them anyway. But yeah, to hell with them, we're talking about what the Lord said. So, but you see it, Putin says Russia will deploy new Sarmat nuclear missile this year. And this is a World War III update, man. Breaking news. This is pretty much breaking news, man. The most powerful missile on the planet, nuclear missile on the planet, is about to be deployed, man. You know what I'm saying? That should tell you it's not a game, man. This thing is going down, man. The Lord is about to destroy America, man. Babylon the Great, So real quick, let's get a couple of scriptures and then we'll get on out. I don't want to make this too long, man. Because we're in the time. You know what I'm saying? We're in the time. This is Revelations 11 and verse 14. And it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." So the Bible's prophesied 3 woes, man, which the woes are destructions, world wars, you know what I'm saying? Terrors on the earth. And the Lord we know as the King of terrors. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's going to be a terrifying moment when those sirens start going off, man. You saw what happened during the time a few years back in Hawaii, man. Dude had a heart attack and died. These people, hey, bro, and that's what's going to happen, man. People going to give up the ghost. So when them sirens go off, yeah, that's the terror. That's when terror going to, set in. That reality. But Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Again, real quick, let's jump over to verse 8, because again, three woes were prophesied, man, which are world wars, man, destructions, terrors. Revelations 8 and 13, and I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, "Woe, woe, woe." 3 woes, man. 3 world wars is what that represents. 3 world destructions. 3 terrors, World War 1, 2, and 3. That's what those woes represent. World wars, man. And 2 of them have passed. We've had 2 of them. There is one more, which proves this to be correct, man. We've had 2 world wars, and there's one more, which this is going to be the final one. That's why those 3 and 3. Come on, man. Stop with you Christian. Anybody that's want to try to act like that's not what it is, man. You just don't know the Bible, and you don't know the Lord. And you don't know what you're talking about. Listen to the prophets and shut the hell up. Sit your ass down. It says, "Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voice, the voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. So there's your three woes that's prophesied in the scriptures, man. World War I, World War II, and we just read, let's go back to Revelations 11 and 14. Revelations 11 and 14, the second woe is past. So World War II has passed. World War I happened. World War II happened and passed. There is one more war. And behold, the third woe, which is the third world's war, which is we're already in it. You know, that's what we just read. He's finna deploy the Satan II Sarmat missiles, man. You know, the most powerful missiles on the earth, because they will be used, man. And they're not going in a museum. Stop, bro. Got dumbasses out here think there ain't no missiles, man. You and teaching that crap. Fools, man. But it says the third woe cometh quickly. Yes, we're there. We're in it. So a hot war is going to come fast as hell as well, man. You know, where they going to actually push the buttons, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're there, man. We're there. So let's get one more, man. Let's get one more. You know, and I brought this one out the other day in my lesson, but I'm going to bring it out again. I love the scripture, because it speaks of Esau's end, man. The second Ezra chapter 7 and verse 43. I knew I was going to do that. Yeah, Satan, man. It's the left hand, man. Ephesians 6 is real, man. This is 2 Ezra 7 and 43, and it reads, but the day of doom, which is upon us, man, we're already in it. You know what I'm saying? This is going to escalate. You know, the day of doom, we're getting to the point where they're about to fire these missiles off, man. You know what I'm saying? The day of doom shall be the end of this time. It's like it says in Matthew, the end of the world, or end of this world in Matthew 13. You know, Matthew 24, the end of the world. Matthew 13, it actually says the end of this world. It says, but the day of doom, which is that third world's war, destruction, doom, is over, shall be the end of this time. You know, that ion, you know, when you go into that word world, the end of this world, or the world, or this world, that word world is ion, which is a time period, an age, you know, a period of time to rule. We're at the end of that, man. And it says, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. 2 Ezra 6 and 9, man. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. That's the end of this time, because Esau is the end of the world, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The kingdom of heaven being established in the earth, man. So yeah, you're gonna hear the same scriptures, man, over and over. You're gonna see the same reports over and over. MOTB, World War III. These are the time periods we're in, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna constantly hear about these things, man. You know, if you understand who the Gentiles are by now, then to hell with you, man. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to argue that the Gentiles is talking about the other nations. As a matter of fact, Apostle Tahar did a lesson earlier going into that. You know, the olive tree. You know, the olive tree represents Israelites, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you read in Romans the 11th chapter, which is talking about the olive tree, when you continue to read down, I believe verse 26, it goes into how all Israel is going to be saved. So how in the hell is the olive tree talking when it's talking about grafting in, talking about the other nations, when it's telling you who's going to be saved? You know, you idiots, man. You know, so if you don't understand the Gentiles by now, to hell with you, man. You know, death to you, bro. You know, which is what's coming to you if you still on that madness, man. If you don't know the names, all of that, man. You know, all of these things, that trivial little things that you should know by now. Then, hey, bro, destruction is about to get you, man. This thing is moving forward, man. You know, with you or without you. Like I love to quote the elder high priest Yaiquab. If a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. You know, I love that, man. We moving on. That's right. Cause these prophecies moving on. How about Shemel Shai ain't waiting? He moving on, bro. He ain't waiting on niggas to get it. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, he's the reason niggas can't get it. You know, so yeah, it is what it is, bro. But hey, we're there, man. We're there. This is beautiful right here, man. You know, cause we so ready, man. We're ready for the end of this kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? So Putin says Russia will deploy new Sarmat nuclear missiles this year. So boom, let's go, champ. So with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath Shah Dawadat. Shalom.